Even though John Wesley was a strong proponent of the doctrine of Christian perfection, that's the belief that a person can be so sanctified in this life that they no longer knowingly sin, he also recognized that even though we can regain a considerable amount of the likeness of God that we lost in the fall, absolute perfection is always impossible in this life, because in the words of St. Paul, we have this treasure in earthen vessels. John Wesley teases out what this means in his Sermon 124, The Heavenly Treasure in Earthen Vessels. I'm Reverend Ian Collier, and this is 2 Minute Methodism. For Wesley, even before we are redeemed, we have certain riches from God. The human being exists as a spiritual being with understanding, emotions, a conscience, and natural freedom. But the true spiritual treasure we have access to comes through our redemption by the Lord Jesus Christ. When we accept Christ's forgiveness, we are blessed with internal peace and joy, and we no longer have to fear death. And finally, as God gifts us with his love, the image of God within us is renewed to the extent that we become holy and righteous. This is Christian perfection, the goal of our Christian life. But we are never absolutely perfect. For Wesley, our fleshy bodies are also corrupted by sin. And this means that even as God sanctifies our soul, our body limits the soul's functioning. Our bodies are like instruments our souls play, but they're broken down and out of tune. Wesley points specifically to our brain, which is just flesh, and notes that its corruption means that we don't perceive the world correctly and can make errors in judgment, mistakes in action, even if our soul is fully sanctified. Further, our soul's freedom to act at all is limited by bodily illness and injury. Wesley asks, why would God let this happen? Why does God not sanctify the body before our resurrection? Wesley's ultimate answer is that this is to teach us to stay humble, to remind us that we need to have faith and rely on God, and to give us an occasion to thank Jesus for the bodily suffering that he chose to undergo in order to save us.